Olá and welcome to Daily Portuguese.
This is podcast about Portuguese language and Portuguese culture.
Season A1, Episode 19, Misconceptions about Portuguese people.
Hello.
Good afternoon. Boa tarde. Sorry, I meant boa tarde, that's what I meant.
What are we talking
Today
about?
we are going to talk about, let me check this, misconceptions about Portuguese people. Mm-hmm. Do you know any, Maria? Before you went to Portugal, what was your idea about Portuguese people?
That you have different diet.
That's one of the misconceptions. Actually, that's the first one on the list. Let's start with it. That here says they only eat seafood.
Yeah. I didn't think you only eat seafood, but I thought your diet is more Mediterranean style, and it's not at all.
No.
I would say that your diet consists of meat and rice. And French fries.
No. And there's a lot of fish. My family doesn't.
Yes. Because you don't like.
Because of me. But when I'm not there, they eat way more fish.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and they eat a lot of seafood because of the access you have to it.
But not only.
But not only.
But
I would say that your daily meal is meat.
Yeah, the daily protein, let's say. It's meat. Yeah. Not fish. Okay, so that was the only idea you had? Like you go to Portugal, no?
Yeah, I thought you eat more salad. You know, you drink wine, obviously. That's actually true. And you use a lot of olive oil.
Yes.
Huh. And I would say that the Mediterranean diet ends on this.
Okay. Actually, we like olive oil. But Portugal is not known by olive oil, I think, for the olive oil. But even a few days ago, I had a class and a student says that, we saved a special bottle for Christmas. That they bought some expensive olive oil. And we've bought expensive olive oil and you know how good it is. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Olive oil with oregano.
Oh, okay. Let's stop talking fat. It's good.
To dip fresh bread in it. Oh, yeah.
Oh, second one. They all speak Spanish.
I don't know if I would say that you speak Spanish.
Most of us speak Portuñol, which is like, I know the accent in Spanish, I'll speak Portuguese, make the accent, and they will understand me.
Yes. So, I think that most of Portuguese understand Spanish.
It is a similar language.
It is very similar. As in Portuguese, it's much harder than Spanish. So even for me, I never. Yeah, not only also grammar is more complicated.
A bit. Not
apparently for Polish speakers to learn Spanish, you need like 3 months to get to a communicative level. Mm-hmm. Well, probably it's some hours. And in Portuguese, it's much more. It is harder. There is much more details.
Being Portuguese. This is not something that, just because you speak, it doesn't mean that you speak.
Yes, but for example, I never learned Spanish.
Yeah.
I don't speak Spanish.
Yes.
I have basically no experience with Spanish. Mm-hmm. And after learning some Portuguese, I can understand Spanish now.
But after I learned some Polish, I also understand some Czech.
Some, but I could watch something in Spanish and I would understand it.
Okay.
But you remember we had this one once we were buying churros and this lady, she was Portuguese, was speaking to the Spanish voice.
We speak the language of money. Can I make money? What's your language? Of course I do. If they
some rules, you change here, you change there, here you make mistake, and you speak Spanish.
And you put son in the end. son, and it's done. So, yeah, kind of. Mm-hmm. They are always late.
Oh, so true.
Yeah, so does my wife and she's not Portuguese.
I don't know how we made that. My husband is I think the only one Portuguese person in this world.
My father
That
too.
means being on time is being 15 minutes before. Unless it's for plane, then it's minimum 4 hours before. Otherwise, you're almost late.
Maria, question. Look at the camera. Have you ever lost any airplane with me?
No.
Have you ever lost any airplane alone?
But it was because of
Of course.
French commuting companies.
If it would be 4 hours before, you still have time to be there. Okay?
I had time to be there. I tried to change, but I didn't know that we are all on strike. By the way, that's a tip for traveling to France.
Yeah.
They are always on strike.
Yeah, but yeah.
So yes, anyways, yes, you are always late.
I'm always we. I know.
We as you as Portuguese.
Oh, that's a shame.
I think that if you set some hour, it means that everyone will be 1 hour late. 1 hour to 2 hours.
Okay, yeah, that's true. That when you say an hour, you say be at 5, and people say be around 5.
And that means 6 and
Means
later.
today. Means today.
Yes. Like your cousin made this party, I don't remember what was it for.
Yeah, and people get...
And we were there on time.
Yes.
And
they
only 1 hour later, people started to come.
Yeah. They only listen to fado music.
Oh, never.
No, like people like fado. And it's part of the culture. But you don't go and like if you go on the street and you catch people with headphones and like you know this there's this YouTube channels or whatever, Instagram. Hey, what are you listening? I would think I think that I would say that a minimum percentage would be like, I'm listening to fado. But
I think it's like it would be like a special music that more you go for a concert.
It's yes, and it's like
you
it's
don't
part of our
to
culture, but it's not something that we.
It's like I would say Polish folk music. It's part of our culture.
No,
but
don't
no one
fado
ever
with folk because we also have folk and we don't listen to that folk. It's a bit
different.
different.
Yeah, but I think I would compare fado to this
fado
Polish
evolved,
folk music.
Fado is different nowadays, and for me, to be honest, fado nowadays is much easier than many years ago.
Yeah, but also, would you consider Marisa as fado?
Yes.
You do, but her fado isn't the typical fado. It's more like
But it's the same
fado
as
for the people.
It's the
more
same,
contemporary fado that maybe people would listen to.
But it's the same as saying that do you consider the hip hop nowadays, the hip hop from the 90s? It changed with times.
Yeah.
The same as you know, Kamané and all the others people. They still have this fado roots, and they just try to give their own personal stuff.
Yeah, but I would think that fado is like thing to catch tourists because it's a Portuguese thing, and actually it's more on the south.
There's
fado is
less.
from
There's
Lisbon.
more in south for sure, but some go Maria.
Pause. Sorry. I don't know. I actually put focus on the phone. I don't know. Alarm would go also. Yes.
So fado is something that evolved with time, and you know, as all music evolves through time. So it is different, and there are people that listen to it. I don't listen to it now on everyday basis, but there are some artists that they
Like,
have
I
some
feel
touch. They have some touch of.
Oh, you have a
fado.
lot of those artists.
Yes, so you know that's.
I would say
their
that actually
interpretation.
Portuguese music is really influenced by fado.
It is. It is. It is.
It's like, but you can hear the traces. It's not like it sounds like fado. Typical fado,
Well, yeah.
I would say
not
once a year,
Not all fado needs
half
to be
of the
depressed.
Portuguese might be feeling like listening to fado.
Yeah.
More like that.
All Portuguese people are football fanatics.
Oh yes,
Yes.
unless it's you.
Unless it's me.
You are. Where are you from?
I'm from Porto.
That's what you claim, but
I don't know. I can show you my ID. That's maybe I was adopted and my family didn't say
I don't know. But from where?
where they bought me from.
Spain.
Spain.
Like your family. I think, well, I don't know if your family, it's like typical example of football fans, but your cousin knows everything about who's playing now, where is what game, who's playing in a week, who was playing 1 week ago.
You
Your
can just
uncle
say-
even knows who won the championship in 78.
Yeah, you can say that they like. Yeah, they do. Yeah. Portuguese people
Yeah.
drink. Wait a second, let me see just one more thing. Okay, we go to the last three. Drink wine all the time.
True.
Yeah,
Actually, wine is a typical drink for lunch and dinner.
wine
in
is a
Portugal.
meal thing.
A meal thing, and you drink like a glass of wine.
Yes, beer is all the time. Yes, like you have this small size beer that people just go and they can have one or two.
If
and
you go
stuff.
to meet friends, it's beer.
Yeah.
It's not wine.
Well,
Wine you only drink for meal in Portugal.
during the meal, yes. Next one, we only eat bacalhau.
Unfortunately, true.
No, it's
Not
not.
for a family, but yes.
No.
Hey, come on! You have this
actually,
legend, wandering legend of 365
But we don't eat
different
only
dish
bacalhau.
of bacalhau.
Actually, bacalhau is not that cheap. Bacalhau is not like.
But stores are full of it. Everyone is buying that all the time. The store smells like bacalhau.
Yes, just because they are full of it and they have it because it's a essential need for.
It is.
It is
It
essential.
is essential need because that's how much you need
What
it.
you find in all Polish houses. You don't want to say it, do you?
Yes, but also not in ours and not
No.
in my childhood
Not
home.
in, but you go to, if someone has a Polish friend, ask to see the freezer. There's a bottle of vodka there. Like, for bad situations or good situations, it's there. So, the same as bacalhau. It's always at home. You never know. It's like having a candle. You never know when you might need. You never know, like we might need bacalhau. We have at home. Okay, we might need it. There. Last one. They only drink port wine.
Oh, not true at all.
No, and I left this one for last. But there are a few other here, like we are all great dancers. I don't dance, but I'm not an example.
I
Or
don't think I've ever
we are
seen
all
people dancing.
fluent in English. No, most of people speak. It's very easy, but port wine, it's a good one. And I'm going to tell why. Because a lot of people think that port wine, let me go back. We have two kinds of wine. We have vinho fortificado e vinho de mesa. So
fortified wine and table wine.
table wine, exactly. Fortified wine like port or muscatel, favaios, and other kinds. It's a wine that during the process we throw alcohol into that wine to kill the fermentation. So we keep the high percentage of alcohol because we add alcohol, and we keep the high percentage of sugar because it didn't change to alcohol, the sugar.
And it's the only sweet wine.
Yes, that we have. Besides, when we make sangria or something, but okay, that's another stuff. And we have vinho de mesa, okay, that we use to drink during the meals. This fortified wine, like port or the others I just talked about, we use it as a aperitif or as a dessert. We are not going all around just drinking this as if day to night. And a lot of people have this idea, like, I want to go to Portugal, and while I'll eat their bacalhau, I'll drink a bottle of port wine. I dare you. I challenge you.
Don't ever do that.
No, because it's an awful hangover. Because the wine that it's not fully processed, it's good, and it will hug.
But it's very heavy.
It will hug you during that time, but will regret on the next day. You will regret it because the hangover. It's really hard on this. But I'm curious to see if you guys heard of any misconception about Portugal or Portuguese people, because I've noticed that some countries have different misconceptions about Portugal. And I remember that when I was in the university, we had a French guy that came from France. He was not French, but okay, doesn't matter. And he told me one day, like, that, oh, the girls here are beautiful. And I was like, but yeah, what you were expecting? He's like, I was expecting that would have, hair on their armpits and mustache. Because that's what they told me.
Women have hair
I know.
under
But,
their armpits,
as
like
a...
it's natural thing.
Yes. Like, but let's go like that. And I was like, no. And then I found out that...
Okay, it was in times where there were different beauty standards.
I found out that the Portuguese people that emigrated to France in the 60s and 70s went from villages, and they didn't have the same, beauty standards or hygiene standards that people have nowadays. So that's what they used to say about Portuguese people. And that's what was his idea about this misconception about Portugal. So that's why I'm curious to see if you know any misconception. And I'll address it, just for you.
Or I'll address it, because sometimes your side of the topic is, not clear.
It is clear because I'm from the middle there. See you on the next episode.
Bye.